Hey guys, welcome once again to Member Spotlight here with Man Up to Cancer. I'm Chuck, I'm your host, and today I'm excited to bring to you one of my very good friends in the world, Mr. Michael Holtz. And yeah, I love this guy because if we hug each other, get a hug, I have to get on my tippy toes. And I'm super excited that you're with me.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and so Michael, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and
Sure.
like where you're from and family and job and all that fun
Yeah,
stuff.
so I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Have lived there for 33 years now. I moved to go to grad school and at the University of Tennessee and met my wife in the first class on the very first
Oh
day.
wow.
For her, it was love at first sight. For me, it was give me some time because I'd had a relationship before I moved that
Okay.
did not go well. It did not end well, and so I was very cautious. But we soldiered through all of that and fell in love, and we've been married now for we're married 29 years.
Wow.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I work for a government contractor in Oak Ridge that sprung up. It's called ORAU. It sprung up after the end of the Manhattan Project to basically take the research power and the power of nuclear energy and be able to apply that on an academic level, but then we also work with other federal government agencies to primarily place young researchers, undergraduates, grad students, postdocs in research opportunities
Okay.
in the federal government. But then we also we have this portfolio that feels like it gets bigger all the time. Preparedness and public health issues and just lots of different things, and I get to tell those stories. So I'm a journalist by training, PR guy for most of my career, and so I'm a storyteller, and I love to be able to sit down with someone and just like this,
Yeah.
like get to know who the person is, and
Sure.
then relay that story to the rest of the world.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
And you've got a cool voice to do all that stuff too, man.
that's
I'm not
right.
gonna lie. I love hearing you talk. It's kind of like sitting next to Morgan Freeman a little
Right.
bit, you know. So, but it's cool. Um, and you do a ton of advocacy
I
work
do.
too, don't you?
I do. So, in addition to my involvement with Man Up to Cancer, I'm very involved with Fight CRC, Fight Colorectal Cancer, on the we call it the RATS. It's the Research Advocacy and Training Training and Support Program, and also political advocacy. So, or policy advocacy, I should say. You know, asking Congress for additional funding for colorectal cancer research, for screening programs, just all of that. And I came from um, a much larger national organization, but just decided I wanted to focus on a cancer that brung me to the party,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
and also after, and I know we'll talk about this more, but after experiencing Man Up to Cancer, like
Right.
knowing that I found the place I need to be.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. And just on a brief side note, Michael is also a cohort with me in Little Debbie fondness.
that's exactly
We're,
right.
we're very fond of Little Debbie,
The Christmas tree
the
cakes.
Christmas tree cakes, exactly. Um, so let's switch gears here a little bit and let's talk about your cancer journey.
Sure. So I am a 13-year survivor of stage 3B rectal cancer. I was diagnosed March 27th, 2012, 5 days after my 43rd birthday. So at the time, I didn't even meet the current screening guidelines for colorectal cancer, but had been having some funky digestive issues, like needing to go to the bathroom and nothing would happen, or not being able to get to the toilet fast enough. And ultimately, there was blood in the toilet, and my primary care doctor said, "You are getting a colonoscopy." Like, there wasn't even, you know, he was kind of old school, and so he was
Yeah.
like, "There's blood, you're going."
Yeah.
Like, and it was the colonoscopy that found the cancer. And my gastroenterologist, it was March, so he's like, I'm very much aware of the irony that it's Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm telling a guy who works for the American Cancer Society that he has colorectal cancer.
Oh wow.
You know, and I did 11 months of treatment. I did radiation and oral chemo. Uh, then had surgery to remove the tumor, and the surgery went longer than it was supposed to. because things got a little more complicated between the size of the tumor and scar tissue from radiation. And I woke up with a permanent ostomy. And then I did 6 months of FOLFOX chemo and was declared NED. Finished treatment in February of 2013, was declared NED in May, and have been ever since. And I know how lucky I am, especially advocating in the colorectal cancer community, because I see so many people and I've known so many people who they're playing whack-a-mole. You know, they're on second line, third line, fourth line, clinical trial to try to stop their progression. And I was lucky. First line treatment worked and it stuck. And so that's really why I felt like I needed to get involved in colorectal cancer advocacy.
So, as everybody knows that's going through cancer or who have gone through cancer, it's a roller coaster ride.
100%.
And even after, I think, and I'm not NED, I'm still going through it, but I can imagine even as an NED person, it's still kind of an up and down thing because you probably still have to go for scans or things every now and then.
And every little thing that pops up,
yeah,
right, is it back? Is it, I've had a couple of lung nodules found, and is that? And it turns out they're not. I have two, and they're scar tissue from something that happened. Probably some infection that I had in the past, but you don't know that until the doctor looks at it and says, "Oh, it's flat, so it's not it's not a tumor, or it's not whatever." But also side effects. One of the joys, so to speak, of being a long-term survivor is we don't know, and nobody is studying the long-term impacts of, like, what does 12 rounds of FOLFOX do to the human body in the long term. And so I've been diagnosed with hearing loss.
Yeah.
I get my vision checked regularly to check for glaucoma and for optic nerve damage, because the platinum-based part of the FOLFOX cocktail jacks up your nerves. And so I have neuropathy in my feet. I have it a little bit in my hands, but it's mostly my feet. So, if I'm standing up talking, to a group, I'm usually tottering back and forth because my body's trying to find, are we really standing?
Yeah.
All of that. And just it feels like almost every year there's a new something that is probably related to my treatment.
Yeah, and I can completely understand that. I've lost my earring in my left ear, and because of the FOLFOX.
You're right.
And they tried a titanium implant, and that didn't work. Now I have a cochlear implant, which if I remember to wear my processor, I'm good.
Right.
But if you're ever on my left side, then I just want to listen to you. But yeah, so there's those up and downs, even if you're not really in the fire.
Absolutely, that's exactly right.
Let's switch it up again here and talk about Man Up to Cancer.
Yeah.
How did you initially find Man Up to Cancer, and what's your journey been with them?
So I was one of the, I don't know, however many hundred of guys that Joe invited when the Howling Place opened on December 31st of 2019, because we had been connected. We had never met, but we were connected through various colorectal cancer organizations online. And so, he just sort of went through his list and, like, you're invited, And I accepted the invitation, not really knowing anything about what Man Up to Cancer was. I didn't know Joe that well. I didn't know Trevor at all. And really just kind of hung out, and really on the sidelines for a long time. Of just like, I'm a 13-year survivor. These are guys who are like deep in the middle of the shit. What do I have to offer? And every once in a while, there'd be a question about life with an ostomy or neuropathy, and I'd share my experience, and that was great. Certainly, like sharing the wisdom of my experience and all of that. But really sat on the sidelines for a long time until I came to GAO in 2023. So it was the second gathering. And I told Trevor, I said, I'm standing here and I've fallen in love with 110 guys. Like, I love every one of these men. I've just met them, and I will do anything to help, be part of helping these guys out and helping the organization. And that's really when Joe and Trevor said they had a plan to bring me into the fold on the leadership team. And I've loved being on the leadership team and helping with fundraising and
Sure.
helping, pay for some of the fun amenities we've had
Yeah,
this
yeah,
weekend,
exactly.
which has been great and absolutely love it. So,
Awesome. Um, yeah, I actually came that year as well.
okay.
I was brought into the flock, into the fold. Actually, it was July of 2020. I had just had a stem cell transplant,
Okay.
and so my very first introduction was a Zoom call.
Okay.
And so yeah, and then I was supposed to go to that very first gal, got COVID, and then ended up going to the very first one that you went to.
Okay.
And kind of had the same talk with Trevor and Joe afterwards.
It was a little
And
like,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
the plan worked.
yeah. And soon after, I mean, we were moving forward with different things. So
Yep.
it's cool. It's amazing the transition
Absolutely.
of everything. Um, with Man Up to Cancer, how has it changed your life in being a part of this
My
group?
gosh. So
Or
sometimes,
has it changed your
oh,
life?
it's complete in so many ways. I let go I let go of a lot of the other advocacy work I was doing because I wanted to focus my attention here,
Mm.
knowing that what we do is literally life changing. Um, and we are saving lives. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen the notes, right, from guys who are, and from the spouses of guys who have passed away, of the impact that this organization has had on their cancer journey. And, guys who have said, this organization saved my life. This, without Man Up to Cancer, I would not be sitting here today. Spouses who have said the same thing. Like, his fight lasted longer because of Man Up to Cancer being there and the guys being there to support him. And yeah, just the relationships that I've had with people. And, I talk a lot about Ryan, and, Ryan passed away in December, but absolutely, right? Um, we met actually the weekend of the first gal, but at a different event. We were at a Fight CRC event and had not ever met each other before. But at that second gal, like, we were inseparable. Like, it was the first time we'd really spent time together since we met. And what gal allows is for you to dig into the life of, like, you meet somebody, you can ask all the questions, and the barriers are down, and
Right.
and you don't have to start with this small talk, because you and I already know we've been through some stuff, right? So we don't have to start with the weather and, how was your trip? And, those are questions we all ask anyway, but that's not where the conversation starts. It goes deep very quickly. So over the course of that weekend, we dug in, like, we came out with totally um, new appreciations for each other and the lives we have lived, and that's what this event in particular, but what Man Up to Cancer does, is it gives guys a space to do that freely in a world where that's really not acceptable, right? I mean, it's not acceptable to ask for help and to, show your emotions. And, the manosphere out there, like, tells you that it's wrong, and, it's weak to do that. And the reality is, it is strength. It takes strength to say, I can't do this by myself. I need I need help. I need someone walking with me. Um, and so, yeah, in all of those ways, it's changed my life. And I have a huge circle of male friends. I mean, I work in public relations, and I have worked in healthcare public relations in particular, which is like women, 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 women. you know, and I love women. I love having women friends, but I had like one guy friend, like, in my world.
Yeah.
And now, you know, I have our whole leadership team that I count, among my friends, and lots of guys in our community who, and just in that way alone, it's life changing.
Awesome. Being part of Man Up Cancer, you've been on the leadership team. Why don't you tell us something new?
So yeah, breaking news, right?
Yeah.
So last night it was announced that I am the new chairman or president. I don't know that we landed on the official title, but that's right, of the board of directors, which I am really excited about. We need to be able to bring people to the organization who are not necessarily part of it, right? Who have influence outside of really the walls, so to speak, of Man Up to Cancer. And so being on the board gives me the opportunity to do that. And hopefully Matt, our executive director, and I can work together to identify some great candidates and, but also focus on like strategic planning for the organization as a whole. We've done a little bit of that, but um, you know, what do we want to be when we grow up? What do we look like in 5 years, in 10 years, and bringing on other staff when it's appropriate to do that. And Matt has some ideas, and I have some ideas, and what I love is that basically, I mean, technically I'm his boss, right? But we're really.
We already said you were going to fire him.
That's right. That's right. But really we're partners in crime, so to speak, to be able to work together to strengthen the organization and bring his vast experience in the nonprofit and fundraising sector and my experience as a community organizer and rabble rouser and connector to bring all of that together and help the organization get stronger and bigger and be able to serve more men, which is what we want to do.
Sure. And that's the thing. We've got big plans.
We have big plans.
Big plans.
And we know 1 million men get diagnosed with cancer in this country every year. And we're not touching, 10% of that on an annual basis. So if we can reach more men with the magic that you see, and as we have this conversation, you look around camp, I mean, there's guys connecting and sitting around a campfire and playing cornhole and up at the swimming pool, and they're getting to spend time in the company of other people. They may know the other guys, they may not. But they're building relationships, and they're going to come out of here with brothers, with 150 brothers.
Yeah, and that's what I challenged him with the other night. Is that if you come here and you don't know someone, you will know them.
Absolutely.
By the time you leave.
That's exactly right.
Just in case you're wondering, we're talking about our Gathering of the Wolves event that we do yearly. It's a lot of sponsors that help us put this on.
Yep.
And our guys that come don't pay for one thing. And they can come and enjoy themselves, take that escape from whatever their cancer maybe whatever cancers they may be going through, appointments, things like that, and just come here and relax and take it easy. This morning, the guys got to do hot air ballooning.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
And we've got tattoos, and we've got guitar club, and all kinds of things. But this is one of the ways that Man Up to Cancer is changing the way men face cancer.
And I love that, like, you can truly make it your weekend.
Exactly.
Like, you want to hang out and take a nap?
Yeah.
Take a nap, because you don't always get the chance to sleep for 3 days if that's really what you want to do. Or go for a swim and hang out by the fire and like whatever it is you want to do. We have lots of great sessions that we've had on resilience and nature walks and all of those sorts of things, and participate or not, like you really truly get to make it your own. The only thing you have to show up for is dinner is meals if you want to eat.
You gotta eat. It's been great.
Right.
But Michael, it's been such an honor
likewise,
to just sit down and chat. And if you guys want to reach out to Michael with any questions, you can do that. What's your email address?
Excuse me. It's mholtz@manuptocancer.org.
Right. mholtz@manuptocancer.org. And for now, for Michael Holtz, I'm Chuck Aiken. It's been a privilege to be with you guys today. Remember, no matter what the situation, just keep fucking going, guys. Love you.
Love it.